Hello, this is a instructional video on carving a relief of a maple leaf. What I've done is I have taken a maple leaf, I have traced it on the paper, then using this carbon transfer paper, this is not the grease paper, that I just lay it on here and I traced my pattern on there. That's how I transferred it on. Now we're going to do the carving portion of it. The first step is to make the stop cut by following on the pencil line, and the tool that I'm using is a V tool. So it's shaped like the letter V, and what I do is I push it along the pencil line. I want one of the wings to get as close to that pencil line as I can. Ideally, if you could just cut that pencil line in half. This is called a stop cut. The stop cut is to stop any of the wood from chipping in to the design. So what we're going to be accomplishing here is this leaf is going to be raised and the background is going to be carved lower. So the first thing we're going to do is carve the background lower. So we start off with the stop cut, then we go with a gouge. This is about a number 3. Number 3 is almost straight. A number 1 is straight. So you can see there's a little bit of a curve on it. This is also called a fishtail gouge because it's shaped like a fish's tail. And once I'm down to the bottom of the stop cut, then I go back with the V tool and I go make the stop cut deeper. So we get the depth by alternating between the V tool and the chisel to cut the background out until we get down to depth. To save a little time, when I made these stop cuts here at the top and all around, I first make the stop cut at the just following the basic outline, not going into the following the pencil line until I get down the depth. It is a little quicker to do it that way than each time when you're going down the depth following the pencil lines. So I just follow right on the outside, hitting the high points and not worrying about this line in here until I'm down the depth. Then I clean that out. It goes much quicker that way. The background is carved down to the depth that we want, and the leaf is not flat. So the leaf has got variations in it, and right where the veins are is just slightly deeper, and then there you can see there's curls up in the leaf. So we're going to try to reproduce this result. So we're going to take the same tools that we used for the background, the same V tool that we did the stop cuts with, is what we're going to start cutting right down the center of the veins. Just following the lines. going to go deeper right here because that is the deepest part of the leaf, right in here. And then it gets shallow as it comes out to the tip. The type of wood that we're working with is butternut. Cuts very nice. It's a soft wood. Then I'm just going to define the stem a little bit here so I don't chip the stem out. The stem is going to be lowered also. You see on here how the stem is deeper than these two outer leaves. Again, we have the stop cut that going down the center with the V-tool, and we're going to cut to the bottom of that stop cut with the same gouge that we were using to take down the outside, the stock on the outside. It's this number 3 fishtail gouge. When we're down to the bottom of the stop cut, then we will go back with the V-tool and make the veins deeper. So we're not going to go very much deeper on the tip of the leaf because we want that to stick out. But like the leaf, it's got a curve that goes this way, and it's also curving coming out. So the deepest part is that vein. The same with these two lobes here. The reason why I'm not working on these going deeper yet is because those are quite a bit raised out. So we're going to do deep here and shallow coming up. But first I want to get to the depth that I'm after in the middle here, which is going to be almost down to the background. To get this side here, these here veins here up higher, I'm going to go a little deeper right in this area. Give it a little bit more curl. In the pattern, these veins were very straight, and so I'm putting a little curve on them. I started out with a little coming this way, and then I curled out. Just barely noticeable, but it gives it a little bit more life rather than straight veins. So it matches the original pretty close. These lobes here, they kind of stick straight up, and I'm going to still go down a little bit deeper here, and to get this area right in here, I need to go down deeper also. So I got enough room, enough stock to bring that up. It's not going to be up as sharp as this, but I just want to get some nice curves on the leaf. Just like the original is kind of very gradual sweeping, I'm trying to get the same effect in here. The repetition of carving is to continually make these stop cuts going to the deepest area with this V-tool, and then removing the stock around it with a gouge. Every leaf is different. Doesn't have to be exactly like the one that we have here, but it's nice to have a model, and it adds some realism when you're looking at a leaf and you're carving something and picking up some of the characteristics of the actual model. In the finishing process, you notice that the leaf doesn't have any flat areas on the top. So we need to get rid of like this flat area right here. And just bring it all into part of the curve of the leaf. In the rest of the cleanup, we're going to add some more veins. I'm going to go back with that same V-tool and just define it a little bit more. Then the initial pattern had these other little veins. Those are also sunk in a little bit, and so we can start putting those in. And it's just taking the V-tool, doing just a little line like that. Then it's smoothing with the chisels. Sometimes you need a chisel that's got a little bit more of a curve to it to get in some of these areas that the flat number 3 chisel didn't make. This is a number 5 sweep. The higher the number, the tighter the radius. So a number 1 is straight across. Number 3 has got the slight curve that we were using for the background. And now to clean up these areas, in here I'm using the number 5. And it just position the light at different places. Now you can see that there is a lot of other shadows that we can see. The surface is a little bit rougher. And keep moving the light around to change the shadows until it's all smooth. Now in the carving process, we went straight down with these sides, and to make the leaf look like it's off the surface a little bit, you can undercut it, create a shadow, a little negative angle. And the V-tool that we've been using through this whole carving is the 45 degree. In other words, this angle on here is a 45 degree angle of the 2 wings. And so that's a nice angle just to get into that corner, create a little negative angle, puts a little shadow under there, and it looks like it's lifted off of the surface. So and that's a nice way to clean up the carving. Your little whiskers that are left from the carving, the V-tool is a pretty good cleanup tool to go and get those whiskers out. So all we need to do is undercut it, and a little bit more smoothing with the chisels wherever we see that we've got a little that it's not smooth enough. Then we'll put a finish on it. So by moving the light around, you can see the shadows and you can see the imperfections better and where it needs to be smoothed out a little bit more. I like the texture I've got on the leaf, and I like the shape, and we're going to call it done except for applying a sealer coat. Thank you.